Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to replace the rear shocks on a 2012 Nissan Sentra. This is just a base model. So you'll need to lift the rear up, and you can see it's just got basic shocks on it. They're fairly easy to get to. Bottom's really easy to get to. On the driver's side, you have the heat shield you have to mess with, but you can fit the socket right up in between there and get the socket onto the bolt to release it. Now I'm using a 16 millimeter socket on this one, but just remember yours might be different. On the bottom I'm using a 18 millimeter, but again yours might be different. 18 millimeters on both sides of the bottom. So you want to take the retaining bolt out on the bottom and the nut, and then you'll get up in there right next to the heat shield, and once you start turning it out with the shock loose, it should be pretty easy. After you get it with the socket a few times, you should be able to reach up in there with your finger. Should be able to just wiggle it right out after you've got it started, and it'll go right above the heat shield, and you'll be able to get it out just like drop right out. So whenever you come to the passenger side, it's the exact same bolt setup as the driver's side, except the passenger side is a lot easier on the top bolt. After you take the bottom one out, you go up here right above the frame right there, and you can see the bolt hanging on the top. It's much easier to get to on the passenger side. So after you get your bottom one out, go ahead and go to the top and start unscrewing your top bolt. And just like the driver's side, once you screw it out far enough, it'll come out pretty easy with your hand, and the shock will just pull out just like that. So whenever you get the new shock in, just compare it with the old one. Make sure everything looks the same on it, and then you can go ahead and reinstall it. Now I like to reinstall the top first. Get it up there and get this bolt in it. It usually slides in there pretty easily. You can turn it in by hand. Once you get it kind of snug with your finger, then go ahead and line up the bottom. Now if you've lifted up the body of the vehicle, then you'll probably have to either let it down or lift up the back axle, because it'll be too far down. Now a quick note, if you let it go down too far, or just say you need to change out the spring for whatever reason, you can also get the spring out really easily whenever the rear end is dropped all the way down, because the shock's detached. Now you want to make sure that you don't stretch out any of your brake lines or any cables whenever you're doing that, because if you're not careful and not paying attention, you will stretch out the brake lines on it. Then all you gotta do is get this bolt and slide it in, line up the shock. Reverse process of how you took it off. Get your retaining nut back on there. Then go ahead and tighten it up, and it's the same thing on the driver's side. Just remember, on the driver's side you got that heat shield that you have to put your hand up through next to it in order to get it out. But that's basically how you change the shocks on the rear of a Nissan Sentra. It's really not too hard to do. But anyway, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, like it, share it, leave your comments below. Stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching again, everyone.